Have you ever looked at your scraps and thought, I should really do something with these? Today I'm showing you how to turn ordinary papers and scraps like book pages, ripped out magazine pages, digiprint offcuts and all those random bits lying around into dazzling mixed media pages for your junk journals. We'll head outside, we'll spray some inks, spray it down a few layers of paint and make some loose scribbly marks. Just have fun like a kid again and wait until you see what happens when I use a simple plastic bag from the kitchen to create rose-like prints. Hi, I'm Kat from Jolly Jam Journals and I love helping you use whatever you already have to create papers that look beautifully artistic but are amazingly simple to make. So grab a coffee, maybe a notebook to jot a few ideas and let's play with colour, texture and a little bit of creative chaos. By the end, you'll have your own stash of painty papers ready for your next journal. Firstly, I wanted to talk about what sort of paper that you want to use for this project. Pretty much it's any paper that we use in the junk journal world. Some examples I can give you is just some old vintage books that have got some interesting, maybe some poems. One is the Primer of Bookkeeping. This is good because it's got like interesting numbers and equations and things. Sewing pattern, not the actual tissue paper, but the instructions. This is some ledger paper that got wet and the ink ran on it, but I've always kept it. But yeah, just, you know, I go for interesting things. Like this is some auction sales, little pamphlets, another language, so that can be interesting. This is an old play script that I found when I was thrifting one day. Packaging, misprints, the book page. This is, you know, that palette paper that I was playing around. You could throw that in there. And if you've got any magazines, you know, you can rip out pages. You grab your supplies. Scraps are absolutely perfect for this project. So we'll move on to what art supplies. So this is a good opportunity to, if you've got some ink sprays, I've had these lying around for years, so I added those to the project. This one here, I've hardly got any left in it, so that's fantastic. Paints, I used acrylic paints, just whatever you've got. This one's a really old one, so this one would be really good to use up. I've got some glitter paint that I picked up really cheaply just in like one of those dollar type stores, and then this is just some glitter nail varnish that I just had lying around. Crayons, or I've got some soft pastels. I've also got Stabilo pencils if you've got something like that, Gelatos. These are just things that I've had just lying around for years. I've got some other supplies here. Get your brayers out. If you've got mark making tools, you might want to spread things across paint and that, so if you've got things like that. If you don't, you can just use loyalty cards, an old sponge, bubble wrap, and I'm going to pull out my stencils. Pretty much I've covered it. You name it, what you got, you bring out. Okay, so we're at the craft table with our papers ready to go. And I grab a black Stabilo pencil and I just start making some marks. I'm not really thinking too much about it, just making some marks. And then you turn over the papers constantly during this project, coming in with some more marks.
When I think about yesterday.
And now I've grabbed some spray, so I start spraying. And then I grab another spray, and again just layering, just some sprays. This is just to get the first layers down. I've come in with another colour now, so I'm just turning everything over again. The papers do start to get wet, so you want to turn them over so they don't stick together, and obviously you also want to get the, you know, the spray ink and whatever mark making that you're doing. So I'm going to speed things up a little bit at this point. but I'm just coming in, just spraying, making marks, turning over, and then I get some of my acrylic paint and I just kind of splash a bit of the paint over, come in with my brayer. I grabbed another colour. And now we're really starting to get some, you know, layers down on the paper. This is where the fun starts happening.
My oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did.
Okay, so I'm pretty happy with all the layers at this point, so I think what we'll do now is just finish off and we'll gather all our papers and I'll meet you inside at the craft table. Okay, so I've got some papers here. Some I've made a little bit of a head start, but this is the kind of thing that we've got a result with. This is that ledger paper and it's got a few marks on there. Now that could be the beginning of a flower or it could be the beginning of a branch, and you could draw some loose leaves on that. So I pick up my gelato crayon and I just start scribbling, just sort of seeing how it feels, how the color works on the paper. And then I decided to pick up my Stabilo pencil. This is the black pencil, the aquarelle one. And I just start drawing a circle and then I decide to go in and draw a spiral. And then you'll see that I think, oh, well, that could be a flower head. And so I start drawing on the stem and the leaves. So I'm just going to now have a bit of a play and I will stop the video at certain points and I will just add a voiceover, but I'll speed things up and add some background music.
My oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did.
So I have pulled out my soft pastels and I made a few scribble marks and I did a few different kind of color combinations. It came out a little bit chalky, so I grabbed my water brush and I really like the effect. So I just play around with different color combinations to see what I get and just continue on with different papers. So I thought I would try a little bit of mark making. I'm using the back of a skewer here dipped into some watercolor paint, and you can see that I've got some cotton bud tips there. So I just spend a little bit of time just creating different marks just to see what I'll get. Here's a fun little technique if you have not tried this before. But if you get one of those food bags, you know, the plastic sort of snap lock bags, and fill it up with some water and then hold it like it's a piping bag, and then just get your acrylic paint and then just sort of plop it down into the paint and then plop it onto the paper. I don't know what better term to sort of use than that, but that's kind of the motion. It took me a few goes to get it right, but once I got it, it just makes these fantastic little rose imprints. So if you want to give it a go, be prepared. You might waste a little bit of paper, but you know, if you just use some scraps. But once you get the hang of it, it's just so much fun, and it makes a great little rose. Towards the end here, I'm bringing in my Posca paint pen for a bit of extra mark making, and then I use a cotton bud dipped in watercolour paint to create some soft dots. I really enjoyed the marks that this made, so I just wanted to just use the last of the paint up and continue playing around with this.
My oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did. Since I met you, I feel unbreakable. Since I met you, I feel unbreakable. Since I met you, I feel unbreakable. I feel unbreakable. Oh, since I met you, I feel unbreakable. My oh my, my oh my, a kiss and so I did.
So here we are, all the papers that I created during today's demo. Aren't they just so much fun? I just love how each one has turned out. I'm having so much fun picking every single one of them up and having a look at them and all the different textures and patterns and amazing marks that I've made. So some have worked beautifully straight away, others well not so well, but I worked with it and I tried to see if I could creatively turn them into something. There was one, I don't know if you noticed in the video, it was a flower that I had stenciled, and I didn't like the way it turned out. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to work. So I ended up fussy cutting it out and I've glued it on a page, and I actually think that actually looks really effective now. There was also another one that I did. I rolled up a piece of paper, book page, and I was stamping, and I actually worked out that, wow, that's a cool way to make like flower petals. So I ended up fussy cutting those out, and I think I've actually kind of come up with a way to make some fun flowers for our junk journals. So I'm going to play around with that one a bit more. But yeah, I just loved doing the whimsical sort of flower doodles, this loose leaf line botanical drawing, I think that's what they called it. And how much fun was that to do that rose stamping. But gosh, there's just so much here that I've learnt, and definitely some of these I'll repeat, and I'll just continue to, you know, experiment and have fun and just keep finding new things that work. So I hope you enjoyed watching me play creatively with paint papers. Hopefully it's inspired you to pull out your own scraps and to give it a go. Thanks so much for crafting along with me today. If you enjoyed this demo, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I always love seeing how far these videos travel. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to see more creative videos like this. As always, have a jolly good time crafting, and I'll see you in the next video.